My name is Holly Anderson, and today I would like to persuade my audience that having a mandatory life skills class for all teenagers in high school would be greatly beneficial to any and everyone entering adulthood and about to become functioning members of society. Consider this: you just got accepted into college. What an exciting time! But I bet when you get that acceptance letter, you're thinking about, oh wow, I'm about to have so much freedom. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can eat whatever I want. No one around to do or tell me what to say or to do. But what about time and money management? Are you thinking about how you need to allot a certain amount of time to study for your classes? How you're going to pay your rent for your apartment that you're going to be living in and still have enough gas to get to and from class? Probably not. But a life skills class in high school would teach all those things, would reiterate all those things, and better prepare students for the real world. In most states, the legal age of being an adult is 18. But does being the age of an adult actually make you one? Not all the time. Not all parents are concerned with helping their children become functioning members of society and preparing them for adulthood. Some parents genuinely enjoy doing things for their children. Things like laundry, cooking, cleaning, doing it all for them. They actually enjoy that. My in-laws are parents that were like that. But there are also those parents who are absent because they have to work all the time. They can't be there for their kids, and they, entrust the responsibility of raising them to the grandparents. But this life skills class in high school would help fill those gaps between parents who aren't there or parents who don't want to be there or parents that choose to do everything for their kids. And if not, and there is no gap, it does help the added knowledge and maybe some new information for children who already have been in some real life situations where they've had to deal with things on their own. I've been on my own out of my parents' house since I was 18. I was working full-time and barely living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't know how to manage my money and got myself into a large amount of debt. This happens. I know several people it's happened to, but it doesn't have to be that way. If I had had a life skills class being a junior or senior in high school, maybe I would have known how credit cards work and how to pay bills, in a more efficient manner, and I wouldn't have had to live paycheck to paycheck. There's also those kids who go off to college for the first time and they can't manage their time well. So a life skills class would greatly touch on all those areas. So today I ask you to listen with an open mind while we discuss some of the benefits that high school offering life skills class would have and how these skills would greatly benefit students as they enter adulthood and society and the workforce. So there are so many people that are not well equipped to handle real life situations, whether it be time management, money management, budgeting, or even home repairs. When you're not well equipped to handle life situations, you fail instead of thrive. Many kids flunk out of college because they don't know how to manage their time between studying and extracurricular activities. A life skills class would greatly prepare students for this. Teach them how to allot a certain amount of time to study as well as a certain amount of time to play. You can still have fun and go out on your own and do anything that you want, but you still have to focus on getting the things you need done first. People who don't go to college right away and just join the workforce and get out on their own, the life skills class could teach them money management, how to pay their bills, and how health insurance works and deductibles and premiums and all of that. I know I didn't know about that until I entered the real world. I had to find all of that out on my own. And sometimes that is a good way to learn, but it's also the harder way to learn, and you end up paying more for it. A life skills class could teach budgeting as well, how to save money, how to invest money, stuff that you don't typically learn from your parents, unless, unless they had a different upbringing. So there are also many people who are unable to accomplish simple home repairs, such as unclogging a toilet, sewing on a button, ironing, getting stains out of clothes. The list is endless. Unless you haven't had to do it, you won't know how to. So now that we've seen why we need a mandatory life skills class, let's look about how we can go about doing this. Most schools already offer things such as sex ed and health class and physical education and a lot of different extracurriculars and like art class. So why not have a mandatory life skills class be just one of those? Whether it's just a half a period during high school or whatever, it can be done. Being a senior in high school is the prime time to have this mandatory life skills class, because this is the time where students are about to embark on being in real life. Like they're either going off to college or joining the workforce or enlisting in the army, whatever it is. This is the prime time for students to learn how to do certain things in life so that way that they can really thrive and really succeed. Classes would teach things, again, such as budgeting and time management, and also how to prioritize things. It would teach basic home ec skills like sewing on a button, stains, cooking, and cleaning. You would be amazed. My brother-in-law is now 19, and at 17, I came over to the house and he asked me how to fold socks. And I thought he was joking. I had no idea that at 17 years old, a young man would not be able to know how to fold socks. But his mom did it for him all the time. So how else would he have learned if he was not made to do it? So, at 17, he learned how to fold socks. So, it does happen, unfortunately. And I think a life skills class could really wage the gaps in between absent parents and parents that do everything for their kids, and even kids like me who are just too stubborn to listen to their parents. Being self-sufficient is crucial to succeeding in life. So time management, money management, it's all part of it. Also, self-sufficiency where you don't have to call mom and dad every time something goes wrong. You need to know how credit scores work, where to go for health insurance, how to choose a doctor or get stains out of clothes. It's all part of being an adult. And again, a lot of it is stuff that can be learned by just doing, but touching on something now early can really help. So what the school system needs to do is obvious. Now, what happens if they choose not to offer this class? If we don't make this class mandatory for students, we continue on the same cycle of kids asking somebody else to do something for them and relying on others when they should be relying on themselves. After high school, a girl moves out because she wants to be on her own. She wants the freedom. She's never had a credit card before, and she maxes it out. She knows she has to pay it back, but she doesn't know exactly what happens when the credit card gets above the amount that she's able to pay back. The collection calls start, and she has to break her apartment lease and move back in with her mom. And when she breaks the apartment lease, she doesn't know that she still has to pay the remaining balance of the lease. That girl was me. It happens. But had I known some of this stuff, it could have been prevented. What about a boy who gets a scholarship to a university? He gets down there and realizes that classes are way more demanding than high school. That, he goes to parties and tailgates and all that and enjoys the freedoms of no parents, and his grades suffer. He fails out of college and has to come home and go to the community college to get his grades back up. This happened to my cousin. It's the same cycle that continues. Well, a life skills class would also be beneficial for resume and job interview skills. This would greatly benefit students who will be interviewing, because at one point we all have our first job. I know some of you may think that this class is unnecessary and that parents should prepare their children for life, but some are unable to do so, and this class would fill the gaps in that and also teach new things to some people who might already know some of it. It might teach them a new way of doing things. Everyone in this class at some point in their life is working or going to school or has a family. School is an extra expense. Do you think that life skills class in high school could have better prepared you for the money management or time better? I think it would have. As I said earlier, this class is a need for our society. The benefits having this class far outweigh the cons. Thank you.